Hi, what are you eating today? Welcome to Mindful Meals. My name is Z. Um, this is the start of the mukbang series. Forgot what I was gonna say. So, I started Mindful Meals for a couple of reasons, and this is something I wanted to do for a while. The first reason is if you're from a big, busy family like I am, you know that meal times are usually really loud, really social. But I've moved away from my family to a city that's hours away, and meal times are usually sat right here, facing the screen or facing the wall. So I hope with mindful meal times, you and I will always have someone to sit down and eat with, which is why my first question is, what are you eating today? I've got a big, ooh, a big Caesar salad, chicken Caesar salad, pearl, and water. Do you remember that video that's like Caesar salad with avocado? That's it. No avocado this time. Okay, and the second reason I wanted to start mindful meals was to do with binge eating, which is something I've struggled with for quite a while now, and it's something I'm going to talk about throughout this video and in other videos to come. So sit down, get your meal, get your drink, and let's tuck in. Don't forget to tell me what you're eating today. I love hearing about what other people are eating. I've got some notes to the side which I'll be reading just to remind me what I want to talk about, because I can go on tangents. So let's tuck in. I'm actually kind of a bit embarrassed about eating in front of people. I don't think I'm a pretty eater, and also, tell me I'm not crazy, I feel like salads are such an embarrassing thing to eat in front of other people because the pieces of lettuce or your salad greens are always too big to just kind of neatly go in your mouth. Like, even now, what am I gonna do? Maybe I should get a knife or something. Oh, this is gonna be an uncut video, so you're gonna have to deal with my rambling. I hope you don't mind. Actually, fun fact, I cannot stand the sound of eating, including my own. It makes me want to rip off my skin. I hate the sound of the saliva in your mouth and then the swallowing, and it's literally the worst thing ever. I cannot stand it. So this is really hard. I think I usually put things on the screen to like drown out the sound of my own eating, but I think that I tend to get distracted, then I don't pay attention to my body and the hunger cues and stuff. Okay, binge eating disorder, or just binge eating. I'm not going to diagnose anyone. And also, disclaimer, I'm not a licensed dietitian. Just talking about my personal experience. And I hope it makes people feel more comfortable in their own. I've also hopped on here with messy hair and no makeup. So I hope you appreciate how real I'm being, considering it's literally my first video. But it's because I love you. Okay, it's a hunk of a piece of chicken. Is it just me? If I have a meal that has like meat in it, I save it all for the end. I never want to eat it. I think, when I think about it, I think it's grown up, and I don't know if it's similar for you. Say I had rice or pounded yam, because I'm Nigerian. Yeah, pounded yam. I would always be told, you have to leave the meat till last. You have to leave the meat till last. And I think that mentality, like, it still exists in me. When I have something that's got too much meat in it, I'm like, oh my goodness, like, ration it. You know what I mean? Okay. So the first thing I want to talk about is understanding your binge eating. I would say I don't really fully understand my binge eating. I don't understand when it started. I don't even understand the triggers behind it. If I'm straight up honest with you, I know it's the first step of kind of addressing the problem, recognizing your triggers, and then you can kind of work on it. I mean, for some people it's like emotional, and for other people it's boredom and stuff. I wouldn't say it's emotional for me at all. I think the binge eating is what makes me just emotional. In fact, boredom. I don't know. Let's say I'm really upset, I'm really stressed out from like work or from uni or something. Would the first thing I do be turn to food? Is the first thing I would do turn to food? I don't know how to make that sentence make sense. I'm gonna have to say no. No. It's definitely not food. Let's say I've got nothing to do. I would say boredom is a big thing for me. But even then, it's just like I can't stop. Like, you know, people have something in them that tells them they're full. It just doesn't work with me. Like, there's nothing telling me I'm full. There's nothing telling me to stop eating. I just keep going. My hair looks a mess, doesn't it? Sorry, guys. I think it's boredom. Yeah. I think that's what starts it. Anyways, in this like modern society, I would say most people kind of sit down and eat in front of a screen. Like, if I were to do a poll or something or a survey, ask people, you know, when you're eating, usually where are you eating? Most people would say like on a sofa in front of the telly or in front of a laptop or iPad or something like that. And I think it's about like company sort of thing, which is why I wanted to start this series. So, you know, when you eat with like a friend, you're so much less likely to binge than if you're eating by yourself. I don't know if anyone else agrees, but for me, that is completely true. Big bite. I think that can be for a couple of reasons for myself personally. So like I said, I am like hyper aware of like the sound of eating. Completely disgusts me. Like right now I'm repulsed. And that makes me like really aware of what I'm eating. But then also it forces you to kind of eat slower. You've got to take breaks between your bites and like talk to each other, right? I mean, what is mindful eating? It's not about a meal, it's about the experience. Where am I? What is my body touching? What does the food taste like? What does the food feel like? You know, whilst you take each bite, it really helps to just pick out the individual flavors of all the things that I'm eating. You know, I've got sharpness from the Parmigiano. I have kind of a soft heat from the black pepper. I've got creaminess from the cream. You wouldn't believe. Then I've got this crunch from the lettuce at the bottom of it. Every now and again, I've got that crunchy, herby crouton. I haven't eaten any chicken yet. But I'm really thinking about that whole experience. I mean, that's what makes mindful eating mindful. And I mean, how can we achieve mindful eating? Slow down. Chew your food longer. It wasn't until I was literally like, I was eating with a friend somewhere, and they were like, how can you even taste the food when you've chewed it so quickly? And I literally realized, I don't actually know what this food tastes like. I know the first taste that touches my tongue, and that's it. I eat it so quickly. I chew it so quickly, I swallow it so quickly. I think for me, personally, it's because I hate the sound of eating, and I want to like make that as quick as possible. I want to reduce the amount of sound I have to listen to. Guess that's something I've got to work on. And then instead I replaced it with like counting in my head, because like if the voice in my head is loud enough, it would like drown out the sound of chewing, which I hopefully. I mean, I don't count to a specific number. I just count with my chews. Even with each bite, just breaking down the food, like actually breaking down the food, not swallowing massive chunks of food, because it's going to aid your digestion at the end anyways. I think things like chicken and like cake and stuff, the worst things for me to eat because they're soft. So the only sound is like of eating is like that like salivery kind of, I hate to say it, moist sound. Oh, sorry, I forgot to introduce somebody who's joining me for my meals. I don't know if you guys can see who this is. If you can, comment it down below. But he's like one of the loves of my life. So he's joining us for this meal. Sit. I'm balancing him on a candle. Okay, so where were we? Chewing, slowing down, and then managing your distractions. I mean, there's been studies. When you eat in front of a TV, you're more likely to eat more. Because you're not actually paying attention to the meal or the snacks or whatever you're eating. You're not paying attention to yourself and how that's made you feel. So, sitting quietly, I think you're meant to sit with just a meal. I think that can be a bit hard. But like this, you know, we're talking down, we're like having a meal. And it's part of the reason why when you eat with friends, you eat a bit less than when you eat by yourself, because, oh, well, for me, because you kind of splitting, like you're more like in the moment. There we go. You're more in the moment. That's how I feel right now. I feel more in the moment than if I had like a movie on at the moment, which I probably would have like a C-drama on or something, and I'd kind of just be like so distracted. And then something else, which I guess is like a really important part, is about listening to your body. Sorry, that was ugly. Oh, I'm actually kind of full, which is not something that usually happens. I think it's because I've slowed down on this meal so much more because it's just you and I. Anyways, listening to your body, which is, oh, look at that, perfect, right? Listening to your body. So a really big thing for me, which I've always kind of known, I've only just kind of taken it in, I think, in the past few weeks, is that you don't get full immediately. It takes your brain some time to realize that your stomach is full. And if you don't know that, or you know it and you choose to ignore it, which I do, you just keep eating. You just keep eating and eating and eating. And by the time your brain realizes that your stomach is full, you're like, stuffed, I feel ill. So for me, the most important thing here is on portion control. I have smaller bowls and smaller plates, but I have. And say I get myself some breakfast. I've got, I don't know, some Weetabix and some fruit and a cup of tea. So I've had it in my little bowl and I'm like, well, I'm still hungry. I could eat so much right now. But I have to literally force myself to say, no, give it 20 minutes. Give it 20 minutes. And I'd say 9.5 times out of 10, by the time that 20 minutes is over, I'm actually full. I actually am satisfied with the meal I had. But in the moment, I just kind of don't see that because I'm just eat, and I'm not really giving my body time to like recognize the amount of food that I've kind of scoffed into my mouth. Oopsies. But yeah, like, let's say now, I'm actually satisfied. I mean, I could eat more, but I don't think I will. I'll just pop this to the side, and if I want to eat some more later on, I will do. because I've only just started to feel full, and actually when I sit in it, I might actually be like quite full. So yeah, I guess that's the end of today's video. This is the amount that's left over. It was actually like a really big portion, to be honest. Like, this plate is massive. Like, what can I compare? Well, here's a fuller fork, just for reference on how massive this plate is. So, you know. But yeah, I guess that's all. So it's been lovely seeing you today, and it's been lovely for you to join us for dinner on our first Mindful Meals. So I can't wait. Sorry, my accent's coming out all of a sudden. I can't wait to see you next time, and don't forget to tell me what you ate today. Bye.